Hey everyone, today we're diving into some of the creepiest and most fascinating facts about the human body. You know, those weird things that make you go ew but also whoa at the same time? We're talking goosebumps, cracking bones, and the secrets your dreams are trying to tell you. Get ready to have your mind blown, not literally of course, by the strange and wonderful things our bodies are capable of. We're going to uncover the science behind these freaky phenomena and give you some seriously cool trivia to impress or gross out your friends with. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and get ready for a wild ride through the weird and wonderful world of the human body. Okay, let's talk goosebumps. You know that prickly sensation you get when you're cold or creeped out? It's a pretty universal experience. It turns out those little bumps are actually tiny muscles contracting and pulling on your hair follicles. This reaction is known as piloerection. Think about it. Back in the day, when humans were rocking a full coat of body hair, those raised hairs would have trapped a layer of warm air close to the skin, kind of like a built-in jacket. This was crucial for survival in cold environments, and when we were facing down a saber-toothed tiger, just another Tuesday for our ancestors, those raised hairs would have made us look bigger and more intimidating. This could have been a lifesaver in dangerous situations. These days, goosebumps aren't quite as useful. Our modern lifestyle and clothing have made this reflex somewhat redundant. Our stylish lack of fur means we're not fooling any saber-toothed cats with our goosebump-induced size, but it's still a fascinating glimpse into our evolutionary past. But the reflex sticks around, a little reminder of our hairier past. It's a small but intriguing piece of our biological history. And speaking of things that make us shiver, let's talk fever. It's another bodily response that's both uncomfortable and fascinating. We all know that feeling of being hot and achy when we're sick. It's a common symptom that signals our body is fighting something off. It's not the most fun experience, but it turns out fever is actually our body's way of fighting back against those nasty germs that are trying to take us down. It's a defense mechanism. When our immune system detects an invader, it sends out signals that crank up the body's internal thermostat. This increase in temperature is a strategic move. This rise in temperature creates an environment that's hostile to many bacteria and viruses. They struggle to survive in the heat. Think of it like this: your body is basically turning up the heat to cook those germs. It's a bit like using a fever as a weapon. It's not exactly a day at the beach, but hey, at least your body is putting up a fight. So next time you get goosebumps or a fever, remember, it's your body's way of protecting you. Alright, let's talk bones. Specifically, the 206 of them that are holding us upright right now. That's right, the average adult human has 206 bones, all working together to provide structure, protect our organs, and allow us to move around. But here's the thing about bones: they're not just static scaffolding. They're actually living tissue, constantly breaking down and rebuilding themselves throughout our lives. Think of it like a construction crew constantly renovating a building. Old bone is removed and new bone is laid down in its place. This process, called bone remodeling, is how our bones stay strong and healthy. But sometimes those bones make some pretty creepy sounds. You know what I'm talking about, that cracking when you pop your knuckles or the crunching when you stretch in the morning. So what's going on there? Well, it's not actually the bones themselves making the noise. It's the gas bubbles in the fluid that surrounds our joints. When we stretch or bend, those bubbles collapse, creating that popping or cracking sound. It's perfectly normal, though it might freak out the person next to you if you're really going to town on those knuckles. Our eyes, those windows to the soul, are also surprisingly good at deception. They are intricate organs that not only capture light, but also interpret it in ways that can sometimes be misleading. We think we're seeing the world clearly, but our eyes are constantly playing tricks on us, filling in gaps and making assumptions about what we see. This is because our brains are always working behind the scenes to create a coherent picture from incomplete information. For example, did you know that you have a blind spot in each eye? It's true. This blind spot is a small area where no image is detected. It's the spot where the optic nerve connects to the back of your eye, and there are no photoreceptor cells there to detect light. This means that any light that hits this spot is not seen by the eye. So why don't we see a big black hole in our vision? It's because our brains are incredibly adept at filling in this gap with surrounding details, making the blind spot virtually undetectable in our daily lives. Because our brains are amazing. They use information from the surrounding area to fill in the missing information, creating a seamless visual experience. This process is so efficient that we rarely notice the blind spot at all. They use information from the surrounding area to fill in the missing information, creating a seamless visual experience. This is just one of the many ways our brains work to ensure we have a continuous and coherent view of the world. And speaking of things our brains make up, let's talk about colors. Colors are another fascinating example of how our perception can be different from reality. We perceive the world as a vibrant tapestry of hues, but the truth is, color doesn't actually exist outside of our brains. What we see as color is merely our brain's interpretation of different wavelengths of light. What we perceive as color is actually just different wavelengths of light being reflected off objects. These wavelengths are interpreted by our eyes and brain to create the sensation of color. Our eyes have special cells called cones that are sensitive to different wavelengths. These cones come in 3 types, each one sensitive to either red, green, or blue light, and our brains interpret those signals as different colors. The combination of signals from these cones allows us to perceive a wide range of colors, but here's the really weird part. The number of colors we can see is limited by the types of cones we have in our eyes. This means that our perception of color is not only subjective but also limited by our biology. Most humans have 3 types of cones, red, green, and blue, which allows us to see millions of different colors. This trichromatic vision is what gives us the ability to see such a rich and varied palette. But some people have a genetic mutation that gives them a 4th type of cone, allowing them to see even more colors than the rest of us. This condition, known as tetrachromacy, is rare but fascinating. Imagine a world with colors we can't even imagine. For those with tetrachromacy, the world is an even more vibrant and colorful place, filled with hues that the rest of us can't perceive. And finally, let's talk about eye boogers. These little crusty bits might seem insignificant, but they play a role in our eye health. Okay, maybe not the most glamorous topic, but hey, we're all friends here. Eye boogers or rheum are something we all deal with, especially when we wake up in the morning. You know that crusty stuff that builds up in the corners of your eyes sometimes? It's actually a combination of mucus, oil, skin cells, and other debris that accumulates while we sleep. That's actually a combination of mucus, oil, skin cells, and other debris. This mixture is produced by the glands in our eyes and helps to keep them moist and free from infection. It might seem gross, but it actually serves an important purpose. It helps to lubricate your eyes and protect them from infection. This natural process ensures that our eyes remain healthy and functional. So next time you're wiping away those eye boogers, remember that they're actually your friends. They are a sign that your eyes are doing their job, keeping themselves clean and protected. Dreams, those bizarre, often nonsensical movies our brains play for us while we sleep, have fascinated humans for centuries. From ancient civilizations interpreting dreams as messages from the gods to modern psychology exploring their deeper meanings, dreams have always held a special place in our quest for understanding the human mind. We try to find meaning in their symbolism, decipher hidden messages, and understand why our subconscious minds conjure up such strange scenarios. Some people even keep dream journals to track recurring themes and symbols, hoping to unlock the secrets of their inner worlds. While we don't have all the answers when it comes to dreams, scientists believe they play an important role in memory consolidation, emotional processing, and even creativity. Research has shown that during sleep, particularly during the REM stage, our brains are highly active, almost as if they are awake. Think of your brain like a computer running a nightly defrag. Just as a computer organizes and optimizes its data, our brains sort through the myriad of experiences and information we've encountered throughout the day. During dreams, your brain is busy sorting through the day's events, filing away important information and discarding the rest. This intricate process helps to strengthen neural connections and improve our ability to recall information. This process helps to solidify memories and make sense of our experiences. It's like our brain is creating a narrative out of the chaos of daily life, helping us to understand and remember what truly matters. Dreams can also be a way for our brains to process emotions that we might not be able to deal with consciously. They provide a safe space for us to explore our feelings and confront our fears without the constraints of reality. Ever notice how you have more vivid or intense dreams when you're stressed out? That's your brain working overtime to process those emotions and find a way to cope. It's like an emotional release valve, helping to alleviate the pressure of daily stress. That's your brain working overtime to process those emotions and find a way to cope. This heightened brain activity during stressful times can lead to more vivid and memorable dreams. often reflecting the challenges we face in our waking lives. And then there are nightmares, those terrifying dreams that leave us waking up in a cold sweat. While they can be unsettling, they serve a purpose in our mental and emotional well-being. While unpleasant, nightmares are actually a normal part of the dream experience. They often act as a rehearsal for real-life threats, preparing us to face our fears and anxieties head-on. They often reflect our deepest fears and anxieties, and while we might not enjoy them, they can actually be helpful in the long run. By confronting these fears in our dreams, we can reduce their impact on our waking lives. By facing our fears in a safe environment, even if that environment is just our own minds, we can learn to cope with them in real life. This can lead to greater emotional resilience and a better understanding of our own psyche. So the next time you wake up from a strange or disturbing dream, don't brush it off as just a random firing of neurons. Consider it a window into your subconscious, offering insights into your deepest thoughts and feelings. Pay attention to the emotions, symbols, and themes that emerge. They might hold the key to understanding your inner world and guiding you towards personal growth. Your dreams might just be trying to tell you something important about yourself. Embrace them, explore them, and you might discover a deeper connection to your own mind and emotions. Let's talk fingerprints, those unique patterns of ridges and whorls on our fingertips. They're so individual that no two people on Earth have the same fingerprints, not even identical twins. But have you ever wondered how those intricate patterns form? It all happens in the womb around the 10th week of pregnancy. The ridges start to develop on the inner layer of skin, and by the time a baby is born, their unique fingerprint pattern is already set in stone, or rather, skin. But fingerprints aren't just a cool way to tell people apart. They actually serve an important purpose. They increase our sense of touch. Those tiny ridges create friction, which helps us grip objects and feel textures more easily. And of course, we can't forget about the role fingerprints play in crime solving. Because each fingerprint is unique and unchanging throughout a person's life, they've become a vital tool for identifying individuals and linking them to crime scenes. From dusting for prints on surfaces to sophisticated fingerprint databases, forensic science relies heavily on these tiny patterns to solve crimes and bring criminals to justice. So the next time you're casually scrolling through your phone or opening a door, take a moment to appreciate the incredible complexity and uniqueness of your fingerprints. They're not just a random quirk of biology, they're a vital part of what makes you, you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these creepy body facts, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating videos. Share these facts with your friends and see their reactions. Who knows? You might even gross them out enough to win a bet or two. See you next time.